Jenson USA has given me the chance to build my dream gravel bike using any parts from their massive online store. It's just shown up, so it's new bike day for me. Let's find out what's in this box. Ooh, bunch of SRAM ETAP bits and pieces. Bag that says Envy on it, that's a hint of things to come. Ooh, piece of paper, it says built, tested, tuned, bicycle assembly, QC and pre-delivery checklist. I built your bike, Casey. I checked it twice, Danny. Thanks Casey and Danny. There's a pair of wolf tooth socks. You can never have too many pairs of cycling socks. There's some XTR, presumably pedals, because I did ask for those, lovely. Superbike rotors and instruction book from Ibis. This is the important bit. Maybe this will all come as one now. Yes! You beauty! Look at that. Oh, yes. That's lovely. That's very, very lovely. Wow, look at that. That's incredible. So this doesn't have a brake bridge, obviously, because it's got disc brakes. So instead it's got a little hand to screw your mudguards or a rack to. That's beautiful. This looks super cool. I'm going to get it on the work stand and get it ready to ride. So all I should need to do to turn this into a working bicycle is put a battery in that rear derailleur. So take the little blanking thingy off and that should pop straight in. Lovely. Right, that's all good to go. Let's take it for a ride. So let me talk you through some of the details of my dream gravel build. This is an Ibis Hacker MX gravel frame set. It's full carbon with a carbon NV fork. And as you can see, it's got some lovely organic curves. It's quite a classic shaped frame. That means, of course, I don't have a massive amount of seat posts showing, but I like the overall aesthetic balance of this bike, and I hope that the components that I've chosen only add to that. The whole frame's finish is very muted and, I think, luxurious looking. The black is nicely contrasted with a lovely gold riveted head badge at the front. Touch of class, I think. According to Ibis, this frame weighs just 1,000 grams, which is respectably light for a gravel bike, and it's designed to accept both 700C wheels and 650B. I've gone with 700C here for a more fast-rolling road look, but to be honest, you could go either way and you'd still have a very high-end, beautiful bike. On a more practical note, the Hacker has asymmetrical chainstays. That's to create clearance both for big gravel tyres and also for the chainring. Obviously, some people are going to be running a bigger chainring than I've got here. The Hacker's clean looks are further enhanced by fully internal cabling. This frame has some very cool removable fender eyelets on the seat stays, and it's also got that funky little hand thing between them up here, which is in lieu of a conventional brake bridge, because obviously with disc brakes there is no brake bridge between the stays. These are SRAM's latest red access ETAP wireless shifters. They're hydraulic, obviously, to go with disc brakes. I chose these because Access is the latest, greatest group set. Could have gone with Shimano, which is also very lovely stuff, but I had to have the freshest, newest components on my dream bike. Red, of course, is 12 speed, and as part of the update to the group set, SRAM made a new flat top chain which adds a bit of material at the top but thins the plates, producing something that is both strong enough but still very light. Obviously, with this bike being one by, there is no front derailleur, there's a rear derailleur only, but this being ETAP, you're using both shifters because one of them does up, one of them does down. This is the red road derailleur and it's matched to the 10 to 33 tooth cassette. To keep the gearing sensible for riding off-road, I've got a 34 tooth, wolf tooth, narrow wide chainring on the front. The narrow wide design also means that the chain should stay on at all times. As you'd expect, the red levers are matched to red hydraulic calipers. They're very, very shiny and light, of course, too. Obviously, this bike is set up 1x. I chose that for the simplicity and elegance of 1x over a 2x setup, and also because I wanted to make best use of these gorgeous Cane Creek EE Wings cranks. Again, I could have gone with the default option and matched things to the group set, because the SRAM red cranks are also very, very nice, but the EE Wings are something really special. These are very shiny, very, very distinctive cranks. They're extremely lightweight, they've got titanium arms, and I think that they perfectly fit in with the kind of retro modern aesthetic I'm going for here. Another cool thing about these cranks is that you can swap the spider and run them 2x if you want to. So if in future, say, I wanted to turn this into a more touring oriented setup or just have a wider range of gears, I could easily do that. The bottom bracket on this frame is T47, which is the massive threaded standard that's relatively recent. That appeals to me because threaded things are just much easier to deal with generally. The cockpit and the seat post are all carbon Envy bits. Envy seems appropriate for a build like this because Envy components are very expensive, and as the name implies, they're mainly designed to inspire envy in others. I chose a 42cm Envy carbon bar, which is a couple of centimetres wider than I'd normally go for on a road bike, because this being a gravel build, I want a little bit more confident control when I'm riding off-road. This bar tape is very grippy Arundel stuff, very appropriate for riding off-road because you want to make sure that you've got a secure hold on your handlebars. The bottle cages are also Arundel, and I chose those because I just love the aesthetic of that stainless steel, and it's a really nice contrast with a very matte frame like this. With the seat post, I had the choice of an inline one or a zero setback, but with the seat angle of this frame, I knew that I'd want the zero setback to make sure that I could get the saddle far enough forward so I was over the pedals to put down power. I chose a Specialized S-Works Roman Evo saddle, first of all because it's a lovely lightweight saddle with carbon rails that seems totally in keeping with this build, but also because I've always got on well with Specialized saddles. Obviously, Jenson USA sells a whole range of saddles from lots of different manufacturers, so I think most riders will find something that suits their butt. These are Envy's G23 gravel wheels. Obviously, being Envy, these are full carbon rims and they are built on DT Swiss's incredibly reliable and well-known 240 hubs. I've always liked DT's hubs because they're consistently durable and they have a very cool star ratchet free hub design, which is beguilingly simple but incredibly effective in practice. The G23s are gravel specific in as much as they have a 23mm internal rim width, which is designed to work with the sort of tyre widths that you're going to run on a gravel bike, i.e. quite a lot wider than on a road bike. I don't need to introduce you to the benefits of carbon rims. You'd expect them to be very light and very stiff. It is worth noting though that the G23 rims, according to Envy, weigh just 330 grams each, which is exceptionally light by any standards for a 700C rim. They're also designed so they can be run tubeless, and I've matched them with Panaracer Gravel King SK tyres in 43mm, which I reckon will be a really good all-round choice for the riding that I do. They've got some tread that's designed to rail nicely through gravel, but they're not so chunky that you can't ride them on tarmac. They've also got lovely tan sidewalls, which is de rigueur for a posh gravel build, obviously. Running tubeless on a bike like this is a bit of a no-brainer because you can take advantage of the ability to run very low pressures, which is great for comfort when you're riding on rough stuff, and also any punctures should self-heal because you're running sealant inside the tyres. I ride SPD pedals on gravel, but obviously this being a dream build, I couldn't have just any SPDs. So these are the very top of the range XTR M9100 pedals, which are very, very aesthetically pleasing objects. As an added bonus, being the top of the line pedal, they are also the lightest ones that Shimano make, with everything on this build, I was choosing components that were either very light or extremely nice looking. So there you have it. This is my dream Ibis gravel build. I was lucky enough to be given the opportunity by Jenson USA to put whatever I wanted on this bike. What would you have done in my shoes? Let me know what you think of this build and how you'd have done it given the opportunity. As ever, don't forget to like and subscribe, and please click the little bell icon so you get notified about all of our new videos.